the Secretary to the Government of Federation, colleagues in the team. I'll say welcome to this team. These have been long in coming. Sometime in October last year, at the Russian-African Summit in Sochi, our President Muhammadu Buhari, at the bilateral meeting with the President of Russia, sought the help of the Russian Federation to help resuscitate Ajaokuta. A series of events had happened since then, which culminated in this. It's been long in coming, but it's better late than never. We intend to continue to push this, even during this COVID time, so that all the groundwork that could be done will be done. But as soon as the COVID travel restriction is lifted, we'll be able to move at a faster pace. But we're here this morning to acknowledge the effort of the Secretary to the Government of Federation. Sorry, sir, I don't know how to use chief for you, sir. I will start with that.
Just Boss Mustapha.
Boss Mustapha. He's been very, very instrumental to bringing this about. He's the chairman of this team, and he will inaugurate this team this morning. We will carry on most of the time and report back to you because it has a very heavy schedule. Even proud to this, the PTF that has just been saddled with. And I use this opportunity, as I've done in private, to pray for him and members of his team. They are very exposed, they're on the front line, and they're doing the country very proud. May Allah, in His infinite mercy, keep them, protect them, as they do that onerous task. Keep them for the family, and keep the family for them as well. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. Thank you so much.
Honorable Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Permanent Secretaries, distinguished gentlemen, gentlemen of the press, good morning. I am delighted to address you all at this unique and historical event that is expected to culminate in pushing forward the economic diversification agenda of this government. As you are all aware, Mr. President's quest to create opportunities for development of our national local capacity, especially in the area of industrialization within a diversified economy, remains a major cardinal point in his administration. The Ajaokuta steel plant have languished in economic unproductivity for about 4 decades, and previous efforts at reviving it had proved abortive. This has resulted in unavoidable massive foreign exchange losses at intolerable opportunity cost to the country. The pressing need to redress these avoidable challenges has necessitated this presidential intervention at this time. This is further underscored by difficulties being witnessed with present challenges in the global oil industry. Revamping the Ajaokuta steel plant therefore clearly presents a unique opportunity to make us West Africa's largest fully integrated steel producer, and most importantly, accelerate our industrialization, especially in steel-related industries. Honorable Minister and distinguished members of the committee, this government places a lot of value on the diversification of the economy. Hence, Mr. President's participation at the Russia-Africa Summit last year in Sochi to discuss the resuscitation of the Ajaokuta steel plant with his Russian counterpart, President Vladimir Putin. Following the bilateral discussions in Sochi, Russia, the Ajaokuta Steel Project is to be resuscitated on the basis of a government-to-government agreement with funding from the Afri-Exim Bank and the Russian Export Center. However, one of the key issues discussed by the parties was the technical audit upgrade, completion, and operation of the Ajaokuta Steel Company. Today's inauguration of the Ajaokuta Presidential Project and Implementation Team, APPIT, is therefore meant to kickstart the process of redirecting the activities of the steel plant with the aim of bringing the steel project back to life for the growth and economic development of our dear nation. I'm happy to note that preliminary works have commenced to determine parameters for effective and coordinated takeoff of rehabilitation works on the steel plant. It is on this note that Mr. President graciously approved the composition of the implementation team that is being inaugurated today with the underlisted terms of reference. 1, engage in all bilateral negotiations as shall be necessary on behalf of the federal government of Nigeria, leading to the execution of the government-to-government agreement with the Russian Federation and the Afri-Exim Bank. 2, provide all relevant technical and other inputs necessary to close the government-to-government negotiations. 3, ensure that the best extreme possible, all relevant raw materials are sourced locally, bearing in mind the local content provisions and the Presidential Executive Order 005. 4, scrutinize and assemble Nigerian content engineering procurement and construction EPC special purpose vehicle contractors, which will embody the co-concessionaire representing Nigerians' interest in the build, operate, transfer BOT concession. 5, ensure the resuscitation of the Ajaokuta steel plant based on the original design. And 6, ensure timely commissioning of the Ajaokuta steel plant within a reasonable period to be agreed upon by the parties to the agreement, and recommend primary tenure of a build, operate, transfer BOT concession. The membership of the Ajaokuta Presidential Project Implementation Team, APPIT, include the Secretary to the Government of the Federation as Chairman, the Honorable Minister of Mines and Steel Development as alternate Chairman, the Permanent Secretary, Mines and Steel Development member, Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance member, Solicitor General of the Federation, and Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Justice as member, Mr. Gabriel Aduda as member, Sole Administrator, Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited as member, Sole Administrator, National Iron Ore Mining Company as member, Engineer Vincent Dogo, an industrial expert as member, Professor Alegba SB, industrial expert as member, Dr. Godwin Adiogba, industrial expert as member, the Director General, Infrastructure Concession and Regulatory Commission as member, Director of Steel in the Ministry of Mines and Steel Development as member. The committee is expected to prepare and submit a periodic work plan along with quarterly progress reports on assignment activities, end of assignment report, and develop concession contract terms. I'm happy to note that the Honorable Minister of Mines and Steel Development has prepared a detailed scope of work which takes cognizance of technical due diligence, costing of investment required, focus and financial analysis, amongst others. It would therefore be necessary that you focus your minds on the following deliverables as a minimum. 1, periodic work plan and quarterly progress reports, and an end of assignment report. 2, briefing materials for participating in inroad infrastructure development and roundtables and roadshow events. 3, technical report on key aspects of the project preparation work and concession contract terms. And 4, stakeholder engagement. It is my utmost belief that APPIT will carry out this assignment with the highest degree of professionalism and integrity. It is equally expected of members to conduct assigned duties in an open and transparent manner at all times. I am confident that with the caliber of members of this team and their associated high degree of professionalism and integrity, Nigeria would witness a revamped steel industry that will propel further industrialization. Honorable Minister, distinguished members of the committee, it is therefore now my singular honor and privilege to formally inaugurate the Ajaokuta Presidential Project and Implementation Team, APPIT, to the good of our dear country, Nigeria. I thank you all for listening, and may God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and I wish you a very successful work that you have undertaken to carry on with on behalf of the people and the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Wish you the best. Thank you.
The Honourable Minister, Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Permanent Secretary here present, Finance, Justice, Political Affairs Office and Youth Development, members of the Technical Committee, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen. First, we remain very grateful to God that the process that started in 1971 with the establishment of Nigerian Steel Development Authority has gone a long way. Today, we have witnessed the inauguration of the Ajaokuta Presidential Project Implementation Team with the task of carrying out technical audit, upgrade, completion, and operation of the Ajaokuta Steel Company of Nigeria. We want to thank the team. We are thankful to His Excellency, Mr. President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR, for his interest and support for the project. Mr. President wanted the Ajaokuta Steel Project completed on time. His expectations are that millions of tons of liquid steel and other products from the plant are produced yearly from the abundance of several mineral resources such as iron ore, coal, limestone, clay, alumina, found in abundance in different parts of the country. We also want to thank and acknowledge the energy and commitment of the Secretary of Government of the Federation, Mr. Boss Mustapha, for his deep thought concerning the project and finding time this morning to inaugurate this committee. The Honourable Minister of Mines and Steel Development, Architect Olamilekon Adebite, we cannot thank you enough for your leadership, your reform profile in the ministry, and your understanding of what it takes to lead the mines and steel sector that include working to break the yoke that constrain the completion of the Ajaokuta Steel Project for more than 4 decades. The Honourable Minister of State, Dr. Uche Uchikwu Oga, hold very strongly to the fact that Ajaokuta Steel Company Limited is very strategic to the industrial development of Nigeria and the advancement of the Nigerian economy. We thank the team that honored the invitation of the leadership to attend a meeting in Cairo, Egypt, to advance the cause of this project. We also want to thank and congratulate all members of this technical committee for their selection for this great national and important assignment. The Embassy of the Russian Federation and its government are very reliable partners. We appreciate them and look forward to their support in the course of this assignment. In the course of our work, we will seek the advice and understanding of members of the public, the press, non-governmental organizations, and stakeholders. The press in particular, we solicit for your full cooperation. Mr. Chairman, I want to assure you on behalf of the committee members that we are most willing and ready to bring to bear our expertise, our energy, and time to this work. We want the SGF to know that we are very grateful for the opportunity. Mr. President can be well assured that we pledge and do commit to the success of this great assignment. Thank you very much.